A panel set up to investigate the electricity workers' pension contributions in the power sector has submitted its report to the Minister of State for Power. The report says the Power Holding Company of Nigeria workers' pensions was never a contributory scheme and was never funded by a budgetary allocation, but rather through an internal arrangement in the company. According to the report, a superannuation fund created to service the scheme was starved after properties developed for that purpose were sold off without remissions to the fund. The report also states that over £2 million, which ought to have gone to that superannuation fund, is presently stuck in a London account and, if recovered, could help solve the ongoing impasse between the electricity workers and the federal government. Correspondent Omelogo Nnadi reports.
This report, being submitted by this 8-man panel on the PHCN Pensions Fund, has long been awaited. Led by Mr. Joseph Ajiboye, a former Auditor-General of the Federation, the panel was given 30 working days to unravel the PHCN pension scheme, especially the details of the 300 billion naira allegedly accumulated in the NEPA superannuation fund of the staff, of which the former Minister of Power, Bath Naji, had insisted was only 3 billion. The report submitted states that NEPA pensions was not a contributory scheme, but was funded via internally generated revenue. It, however, points out that funds that ought to fully tackle the internally arranged scheme are either stuck in foreign accounts or on fraudulently handled properties.
There is a total of about a sum of £2 million in London. We ask questions as to why that money is still in London. The total money for that one is £2 million, 204,814 pounds 86 pence.
Another major finding of the report is the existence of a mini estate constructed to service the NEPA superannuation fund and the NEPA scheme, but which was sold off, thereby starving the fund and making it impossible to pay off retired workers. Following a visit to this site, the Minister of State for Power said the resolution of the impasse between the PHCN and staff and the federal government is in sight.
If this estate is being sold, it will give us a lot of revenue in resolving the outstanding labor issues. So the estate itself is a value on itself.
The PHCN staff are demanding a 25% benefits on their pensions, different from the 15% severance package offered by federal government, on grounds that this was a set standard for pensions and gratuity payoff peculiar to the PHCN pension scheme. It is hoped that the findings and solutions recommended by the Joseph Ajiboye panel's report will put an end to the labor crisis in the power sector. Omelogo Nnadi, Channels Television News.